The Zacks rank, value, momentum, growth, and income all factor into Zacks rank buys.
Well, we're going to show you how you can find value stocks using the PEG ratio indicator. At least that's what our value strategist Tracey Ryniec is going to tackle here.
Yep.
In previous segments, for those just tuning in, you've tackled finding value stocks with 3 other indicators.
That's right.
Right? And
Yep.
now this is the 4th.
That's right. There's so many ways to find value.
Okay.
This is the more interesting one because people don't often think of the PEG ratio. The PEG ratio is the price to earnings ratio, which we already covered,
Right.
Divided by the growth rate. And you often don't think of value being combined with growth, but Benjamin Graham, who is considered to be the founder of value investing, he was the mentor for Warren Buffett way back in the 1930s and 40s. He you combine these two to create the PEG ratio and believe that the growth rate provided kind of like the secret sauce to give you further boost than just what the PE ratio would give you. So you can use this to find it.
All right, we'll take your word for it. What's the screen?
Well, I screen for PEG, just like anything else, you want like the lowest ratio.
Okay.
And so anything under 1 is considered that the company might be undervalued. It's got the growth, but it's considered undervalued. So, and the growth, like I was saying, that's kind of a rare thing to find with the values. So that's why I like to use the PEG ratio, because it discovers some stocks that you otherwise might not find and that have the growth component.
Okay. So how does this work now?
So I took the PEG and I screened it with the 1s and the 2s, which
Okay.
you can also do on Zacks.com because we do have some predefined screens on there, so you can use this. Or you can, go to any financial website and screen just for that PEG.
Okay.
It's on most of them. And when I did that, I came up with Southwest Airlines.
You did?
Yeah. We've talked about the airlines in the past. I think we've even covered Southwest
I think
because
so.
it has been a value for quite some time. And a lot of the airlines are considered values now. Their PE ratios are low. Southwest is under 10 now. But combined with this PEG, that's the growth component. It has a PEG of 0.45, which is under 1, which is what I want to see.
Right.
So we got the good combination, and it's a Zacks number 1 right now. Now, Southwest has already reported earnings. And with some of the airlines, obviously the low gasoline is helping them, and then people are just traveling a lot. Southwest had a little bit of issues with that, though, in the 4th quarter because it hedged.
Yep.
And that's kind of what you don't want to do right now. So they took a little bit of hit from that. But the analysts still see, as you can see, I put up the estimates here, they still see pretty much growth in this year. And earnings expected to jump 22%. That's why we got the low PEG here. And, they've been expanding outside of just the domestic area. That's also why I like them. They're still the biggest discounter in the United States, but they're taking those discounted fares to Mexico, the Caribbean, Central America now. They're not having too much capacity problem like some of the airlines, and their international routes aren't competing with, say, the Emirates or some of those airlines where they can basically charge anything because they do have a lot of government backing on those international routes. So I like Southwest for those reasons. They do have some labor issues coming up probably in 2016. There's always the contracts with the pilots and the flight attendants, the mechanics with all the airlines. 2016, we'll see some of that with Southwest. So that's something to keep an eye on. But when you look at the chart, we've sold off big here like everything else has in 2016. So the shares have gotten cheaper. I like it a lot more at this level. People are still traveling. I expect that to continue definitely, into at least the middle part of the year.
Small dividend.
Yeah, it pays a small dividend. I was surprised. I don't know if that's new, but I don't recall them paying one before, but they do. It's a little bit under 1%. So you get something, and they have been buying back shares, although they didn't last quarter. But with the share price declining here, I wouldn't be surprised if they were buying back some shares too.
All right, do you own it?
I do not.
All right, check out other stock information on our website, Zacks.com. If you're not there already watching this video, all you have to do is get on over to the homepage. You can link to it all, stock picks, stock picking strategies, other articles that are written by Tracey as well, right there on the homepage from the good folks at Zacks.com. With Tracey, I'm Terry Ruffalo.